Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? How is my morning walk supporters doing today, guys? Hey, as I'm back in Houston, Texas this morning. This is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, my home state. I'm back in Houston this morning. It's a beautiful day, nice and overcast right now, but no real threats of rain, so I can get some walking and get back to my walking program. And for all you guys who send all the condolences, as I tell you guys on Wednesday, my mother passed. Thanks to all the condolences that I got, and thanks for the support, man. Thanks for the support. So yes, I'm back. I can do my walk today, and on Monday I'll be back in New York on Tuesday, and let me see what time I have. And I might do some things the next week, or I may not, just depends on the time. But yes, as I'm pondering over the whole incident, right? I'm pondering over everything that happened. Your mind is racing. And this morning, this parable, one of Jesus' parables came to me. It's in Luke 16:19 through 31. This parable came to me, and I was like, God, where you want me to go with this? This is a story of the rich man and Lazarus. Where you want me to go with this? You just want me to tell people about life after death, or what it is you want me to go on. But then it come clear this morning, just a few minutes ago, where we want me to go with this, man. He wants us with this parable to, while we have life, while we live it, man, he wants us to get it right. He wants us to do the right thing. So when that time comes and your name call, you're in good standing, right? You're in good standing. Like I said, I told you guys that when my mother said she had made peace with her God, and at that time she was at peace, she was happy, she was ready to go. So that tells me there's an important thing there. So now when we have life, we got to do what we need to do. So when the time comes, we're in good standing. Right, we're in good standing, and God can accept us. So I'll use this parable here. And we can look at this parable here today. It's coming from Luke 16:19 through 31. Luke 16:19 through 31, and it's a parable of rich man and Lazarus, right? So let's look at it quick. So Jesus said, there was a certain rich man who was splendidly clothed in purple and fine linen, and who lived each day in luxury, right? So this first character is a rich man, right? There's no name, it's just say a rich man. He didn't give this character a name, just say a rich man, right? A rich man who was splendidly clothed in purple and fine linen, who lived each day in luxury. At his gate lay a poor man named Lazarus, who was covered with sores, right? So this is two characters we're talking about here. A rich man who lived in luxury, and a poor man, right, named Lazarus, who was covered with sores, right? So it's two characters we're talking about here, a rich man and a poor man. As Lazarus lay there longing for scraps from the rich man's table, the dog would come and lick Lazarus' sores. Renita, good morning. Renita, how are you today? So we're talking about two characters here, right? The rich man and a poor man, right? So you notice they didn't give the rich man a name. Jesus didn't give the rich man a name in this parable here, right? He just said rich man. And that's for the people, that group of people who is living in the luxury, who's getting rich after the expense of people who are not giving back to the poor, who's just, trampling people, because he know this man was a poor man. And the man was only can get the little scraps that fell from his table, right? So he know this man has a need. He know he's poor. He wouldn't even set aside a proper meal to give to this man. This man had to just be fighting for the scraps that fall from his table. So that's the class of people Jesus was talking to. Michelle Sparks, good morning. That's the group of people this is why he didn't give that character a name, right? It's people who getting rich, they got all the luxury, and they tell themselves, okay, I've arrived, I'm rich, I don't care, I can walk on people's head, right? So let's go on and see. So it said finally, so now this was when they were alive, right? So we're going to a different place now, a different dimension now. So finally, the poor man died and was carried by the angels to the side of Abraham at the heavenly banquet. So they didn't even say how he was put away. They say he died, and he was carried by the angels to sit beside Abraham at the heavenly banquet. The rich man also died and was buried. You see the difference here? You got to pay attention to these little differences here in these stories and just read them. They said a poor man died and was carried away to the angels. So they didn't say nothing will happen to his body, right? Because he's poor. What's going to happen to a poor man? They just throw them in a little hole, or back in this, just dump them bodies, right? His body wasn't treated with no respect because he was poor. But it clearly said that the rich man was buried. I'm sure he go through the full ritual burying where they wrap the body and they put spices and they treat the body with all kind of care, right? Because he's the rich man, right? So let me read that going. Finally, the poor man died and was carried by the angels to the side of Abraham at the heavenly banquet. The rich man also died and was buried. And he went to the place of the dead. There in torment, he saw Abraham in the far distance with Lazarus at his side. So when he died, now we gone from time to eternity, right? Karen Belgrave, good morning. Dolores Rodriguez, good morning. So when they gone from time to eternity here now, he's in torment now, right? Remember, in life, he had all these luxuries. He was the rich man, right? And Lazarus was the poor man. But so this parable here, what Jesus was doing, he was trying to give all those religious leaders and all the people with all the luxury, that the life that you live in now, he's trying to give them a glimpse of what the end is going to be if they continue living their life like that, right, guys? If they continue living their life in the luxuries, mistreating people and taking advantage of people, he's trying to give them a glimpse what their end is going to be. And also he's giving the poor people their hope that not because you're poor now and these people taking advantage of you, that does not mean this is how your end is going to be. You can have a better ending than them. So he was giving people a little glimpse while you still have life, guys. That's why. While we still have life, he was giving us a glimpse how we need to live while we have life, because there can come a time when it's too late. There can come a time when it's too late. So he's giving the poor people the hope. Don't think because you're poor and these people are mistreating you, that's how your end is going to be. And he's telling those religious leaders and all those rich people, not because you got money now and you're taking advantage of people, I'm giving you a glimpse how your end is going to be, and you better change your ways, right? So let's go on and see how this happened here. So the rich man shouted out, Father Abraham, have pity. Have some pity. Send Lazarus over here to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue. So even in his torment, he still wants Lazarus to serve him, right? He's still thinking he's bigger than Lazarus. He still wants Lazarus to serve him. You can look at this from different ways, but that's the angle how I get to present this morning, how God wants me to present this to you guys. He still wants Lazarus to serve him. Come and dip your finger over here and and cool my tongue. I'm in anguish in these flames, right? So Jesus giving these men a glimpse, man. You're taking advantage of people. You're rich in this life here, but when you're gone, there's torment waiting for you if you don't change your ways, right? But Abraham said to him, Son, remember that during your lifetime you had everything you wanted and Lazarus had nothing. So now he is here. He is here being comforted, and you are in anguish, right? He said, during your lifetime, bro, you had everything. You was the rich man. You're living it up. You didn't give him back to the poor, this poor man. But you see, again, he knew Lazarus because he asked him for Lazarus by name. He didn't say, Abraham, send a man there with you, and if he could help cool my tongue. He called Lazarus by name. So he knew Lazarus when he was living. He knew he was in need. He knew Lazarus' need, but he never helped him. He was just contented for Lazarus to fight for the scraps that fall from his table. He knew he never helped him in real life, but he knew Lazarus. How much of us right now, this is a message that God wanted me to give to you. How much of us right now know people with need and not helping them? We know they got a need and we're not helping them, right? It might be family member, it might be friend, it might be someone on the street, it might be a neighbor. We know. So that's what Jesus is trying to say, man. While you got life here, bro, do the right thing. Do the right thing. Live right. Live with peace. Live nice with people. And because it's going to take you to a better ending, right? So let's go on and see what's it. Abraham said to remember during your lifetime everything you wanted. Lazarus had nothing, so now he's here being comforted and you're in anguish. And besides, there's a great chasm separating us. No one can cross over to you from here, and no one can cross over from us for there. So Abraham's saying, and this is what Jesus giving him a glimpse, when you die, buddy, it's too late. When you die, it's too late. There's a great divide, right? This is what this chasm means, some great, like a big hole, a great divide. Dividing where you're going to go and dividing where Lazarus is. The people like Lazarus, who, had nothing but are still trying to live right. And the people who had a lot and was taking advantage of people. So it's a great divide, right? You can call it heaven or hell if you want to call it, if that's the way you want to go with it. But that's the great divide. And he's saying, when you die, it's too late. It's too late. You got to do it while you're living. While you got life, while you're breathing right now. If you can hear this, that means you're living. You can do it right now. Because when you die and your eye closed, God, Jesus is trying to tell him, it's too late, bros. It's too late. Do the right thing now, right? So the rich man said, please, Father Abraham, at least send him to my father's home. For I have 5 brothers and I want to warn them. And I want to warn them so they don't end up in this place of torment. So now he want to beg for his brothers. It's too late for him. So he's saying, man, send Lazarus back. Just warn my brothers, man. What we were doing and how we were living was not right. And just tell them to change. Stop taking advantage of people, man. Help the poor, man. Don't just think all this money you got, because it's not taking you to a good end. So you want to warn his brothers now, right? Because it's too late for him. It's too late for him. He is dead. He can't change no more. So you want to warn the people that is living. So let's just take this parable for us right now. Let's put our place in this guy's brother's situation. That he gone and we still here, and he's trying to warn us, man, through this message right now. This rich man was dead and gone. Now, this message is trying to warn us. We are his brothers and brothers right now. If you can hear this, you're one of his brothers, and he's trying to warn us that we need to do the right thing, because when you dead, it's too late and you're going to the place of torment. So he's trying to warn us right now. So let us take this warning, guys. Let us be one of these brothers who he's talking to, that you want to send back Lazarus to warn, right? Let us be one of them. Let us look at our lives. Let's make sure we living right. Let's make sure we living in peace. We forgiving people. We helping the poor. Let's make sure we're doing the right things, right? But here Abraham said, but Abraham said, Moses and the prophets have warned them. Your brothers can read what they wrote. So Moses saying, man, and let me go on before I explain it. The rich man replied, no, Father Abraham, but if someone is sent to them from the dead, then they will repent of their sins and turn to God. But Abraham said, if they won't listen to Moses and the prophet, they wouldn't be persuaded even if someone raised from the dead, right? So he's saying, man, look, you got people like myself who trying to give you this message. You got a lot of people who doing the work. You got the Bible. You got all these stories, man. If you don't listen to them, he's saying even Jesus was raised from the dead and people still in belief, right? So he's saying, look, you got to believe. They got a lot of people down there who trying to warn your brothers, and they need to listen to them and do the right thing, right? They need to listen. Terrence Mentor, Wilmer Freeman, Karen Belgrave, thank you guys for watching, right? So he's saying, take the warning now, man, while we got life, man, because it come a point in time when it's going to be too late, right? As I reflect, when you got, when you got a death this close, you just make you start to look at your life and you start thinking, man, right? And when God gave me this message this morning, I thought he was trying to tell me about life and death and tell people about heaven and hell. But just before I come out there, he said, no, that's not the direction of why you're going. I was want you to warn people that while they got life, let them do the right thing and let them live right, because there come a point in time when it's a little too late and you're probably living in regret and you can't do nothing about it, right? So let us be the brothers where this rich man want to warn, to change their ways and do the right thing, guys. Let us live in love. Let us live in peace, man. Help the poor. Help people that is in need. You know somebody's in need right now, man. You reach out and help them, man. Don't have them have to having the scraps from your table like this rich man always having Lazarus have the scraps from his table when he had in abundance that he probably could have provided housing and meals for Lazarus, but he just had Lazarus getting the scraps from his table, man. Let's live better than that. let's go forgive people, man. Forgive people. Let's live while we got life. Now we got to get it right. Because when the time comes, it's a little too late, guys. So, guys, thank you guys again, like I said, for all the support during our time of mourning. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. It means a lot, man. And I'll be on Monday, then I'll be traveling back to New York on Tuesday. So I'll definitely do something on Monday, guys. Have a great, great day, man. And just live life while you got it. Be nice to others. Be kind to others. Treat others with respect, guys. I'll leave it there. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again on Monday. Goodbye.